I'm a grown-up.
You see that? Patrick's a grown-up. And that means he accepts that sometimes as a grown-up, you have to do things that you don't want to do. Like being raped. Let me lay this out as plainly as possible. Europe has to acknowledge that the Islamic political ideology is incompatible with Western civilization. That's where we are now. Europe can acknowledge that and act on that, or they can crumble. And I was thinking about this. If you look throughout history, wars are fought on moments. And we call these watershed moments. These are turning points, points where the water breaks. Europe has had so many watershed moments recently, over which wars have been fought over for less. You have Paris twice. You now have Manchester, London several times, Brussels, just across Cologne. And we're still playing the politically correct game. And I wanted to kind of go throughout history just to show you some of these wars you can trace back to a moment. And you wonder when that comes. And we're in an ideological war. I'm not talking about going over some global war right now, but we are in an ideological war. And what it takes to declare that war is an acknowledgement of the evil that we face. So throughout history, a moment, attack on Pearl Harbor. That's when the United States joined World War II. December 7th, 1941. We can trace it back right there. 2,400 killed, fleets wiped out. In that same war, England, it was the German invasion of Poland. That was the watershed moment. September 1st, 1939. The defenestration of Prague. This is one a lot of people don't know about. That occurred to the day, March 23rd, 1618, where Catholic imperials were ejected. And this is what started a war where people were fighting for their religious freedoms. World War I, one of the most famous ones, just traced back to an assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. June 28th, 1914, that was their watershed moment. North Korea, I don't know a whole lot about North Korea. A lot of people don't. You know what the watershed moment was? When they crossed the 38th parallel, June 25th, 1950. That's what started, as we know it, the Korean War. Of course, who can forget the shot heard around the world? April 19th, 1775, that was the watershed moment. Now, yeah, of course, there was a build-up to these wars commencing, but there was a turning point. The wars are a film, but the turning point, the watershed moment, is a snapshot. And when you look at Europe and you see how many attacks have been going on, and you see the laws that are being subverted, and you see the gross abuses of women and of apostates, you see people coming from war-torn countries. Again, wars have been fought over less. You look at Cologne, not only the terrorist attacks, but the cultural problems and the rape. My God, so much rape. What does it take, Europe? When is the watershed moment where you realize and acknowledge that you are in an ideological war? What does it take for you to have your stand up and demand freedom moment?
Would you trade all the days from this day to that day for just one chance to stand before your enemies and tell them they may take your freedom of speech, they may take your women, but they'll never take our freedom?
Guys, no, I hear you, William. I think you're blowing it out of proportion a little bit.
They're blowing up our countrymen. They're taking the freedom of speech. For God's sakes, they tried to rape my wife.
See, the key word there is try. They didn't actually rape your wife. Okay, they raped my wife. They actually raped Jimmy's wife and Patrick.
They raped me myself.
Yeah, they bloody tag teamed them, didn't they? I mean, think about it. Rape takes like, what, 10 minutes?
Or 6.
Or 6,
Aye.
if you don't resist. And they just ran a train on Patrick. I mean, wars take years, sometimes decades. They can cost thousands of lives. I guess I'm saying, in lieu of that, what's a little terrorism and rape?
So all the terrorism, all the removal of speech, all the rape, you'd have me go along with it?
No, listen, no one here is telling you, William, you have to like the rape.
It's very unpleasant.
Aye.
But I'm a grown-up.
You see that? Patrick's a grown-up. And that means he accepts that sometimes as a grown-up, you have to do things that you don't want to do. Like being raped. It's called life.
All right, I know the rest of you. You're proud countrymen. And you value your freedom and your country.
Hey, listen, it's Europe. Okay, look at Germany, France, Sweden. If you're a nation in Europe without no migrant rape, you're a nation that ain't getting nowhere.
And so you all would exchange your freedom, your sovereignty for this.
It's called progress.
You should try it sometime.
Hey, and with progress, sometimes you take a little rape.
Oh, if that's progress, I want no part in it. Oh, that's right, I forgot. You're special. Hey, everyone! William Wallace is special! We all have to go to war and lose thousands of lives because William Wallace is special and I can't handle a little rape. What happened to you? Where's your fight? See, it's your kind of intolerance, William, that helps them recruit.
Aye, you're only making it worse.
He couldn't walk right for weeks. So now it's my fault. William, you're asking for it. Like Patrick that night, he knows now he had no business going to that pub wearing that kilt.
I had it coming.
Until, what would you have us do? How about the show? A show? Hey, a show. You bring in some celebrities, you host a benefit concert, you sing about one love, all that crap. My love is for freedom.
Piss off, William Wallace.
What? What? I thought I heard.
Piss off, William.
No, you piss off. No, you piss off, William. No, you first. No, you. No, you. You first. No, you piss off. What? What? No, what's that? I didn't hear. I can't hear you. No, you piss off, William Wallace. Jinx, you owe me a grog.
Hey, this video is taken as a clip from the full show, daily show at louderwithcrowder.com/mugclub, where it's available exclusively $69 a year. That's less than $6 a month, less than 2 expensive cups of coffee, or you can feed an African child. But what would you want to do? Just buy coffee or join the Mug Club. Daily show, louderwithcrowder.com/mugclub. See you there. Don't feed children.